Pennsylvania. When I think of Pennsylvania, I think of its gleaming cities, its natural beauty. These rolling hills here and the glistening waters. It's a rich, beautiful tapestry that rivals any in the world. Our state is not just a source of pride, though. It's also a tremendous source of strength, because beneath this earth lies another great thing about Pennsylvania. It's the key to our important role in history. It's an important bridge to our future prosperity. I'm talking about energy. Here in York, a major project is underway.
Columbia Gas is working to replace their infrastructure across the state of Pennsylvania. What you see behind us is one of our projects happening in York. They've replaced the main and the distribution lines going to these homes.
It's a tough job, but it's something that needs to get done to ensure public safety. Here in Pennsylvania, there are more than 13,000 miles of metal gas pipe, and those pipes are aging.
Much of this pipeline has reached the end of its useful life, and it's time to change it out of the ground. It must be done. It's not really an option, and we think we got a great plan to get it done.
And that gave the mayor of York an idea.
The city was excited to partner with all of our utilities here in York, especially when we put together our 3-year plan to improve 18 streets in the city. Some of those 18 streets will literally be completely redone.
When the bridge and road work is done, it is very efficient for utilities to do infrastructure improvement work then. It's much less expensive, the roads are already torn up.
The city of York is on the right track, as these old pipes account for the majority of hazardous gas leaks. Their replacement will not only increase energy efficiency and safety, it will create tens of thousands of jobs and put billions of dollars into the local economy.
Our sister company, Columbia Gas of Ohio, recently commissioned a study through a third party. What we have seen is, with an investment of $1 million, it has a spin-off of $3.8 million in terms of revenue impact within each community.
This is obviously a win-win for everybody. We think about our children and our future and opportunities for them. It's a win-win for our communities. It's a win for the residents in throughout the state of Pennsylvania. Most of all, from our perspective, it's a win for workers to get new jobs, good paying jobs with health care coverage and jobs that are important to them.
And that's great news, because you see, natural gas is clean, efficient, and affordable. It's the energy of choice for many homeowners.
Natural gas is the fuel of choice. If people can have natural gas, they want it.
The beauty of natural gas, I guess you would say, is the convenience. It's there all the time, but you only need to pay for it as you use it. And all the convenience of the different appliances that can run off of natural gas, your stove, hot water heater, gas fireplace. It's a very convenient feature to have. Flip the switch, it's on.
Aging pipes expected to carry energy to more and more people. As neighborhoods rise and communities grow, the demand on those pipes gets greater and greater. Paying for the cost of these improvements to Pennsylvania's aging natural gas infrastructure is a problem that's begging for resolution. It has been for decades now. Finally, with the introduction of DISC, or Distribution Systems Improvement Charge, upgrades can be made sensibly by ensuring a minimal financial impact to consumers by spreading the costs evenly among customers. This is particularly important in western Pennsylvania, where most natural gas customers own the service line extending from the road to their meter. A safe, reliable home line is just as important as a safe, reliable main line, but paying for the replacement can be a heavy burden. DISC will help lighten the load on families by letting the utility replace the pipe and take over ownership of that pipe.
I don't think it's fair to make the private sector bear the full burden of the reconstruction of aging gas lines. It's just a huge, huge nut that they have to achieve in order to do what they need to do to get into a kind of a modern delivery system. I think it's a perfectly legitimate function of government to aid and abet that effort. And I think you can do that by allowing them to recover costs. I think you can do that by making this a priority as we spend the federal stimulus monies.
The way I see it, we're leveraging the stimulus money. We aren't just getting out of the stimulus money what was intended, better roads and bridges. we're adding to it the ability to get some of the infrastructure improvements done more quickly than they might otherwise have been. So I think anytime you can leverage dollars into bigger value than you started with would be a benefit to the citizens of Pennsylvania as well.
Under DISC, gas companies are looking to cover their investment after they complete the work, just as Pennsylvania water utility companies already do. One needless concern that has been expressed is that the use of DISC will allow double dipping on depreciation of infrastructure.
There has been a DISC in the water industry for 10 to 12 years. That means the Commission, the Consumer Advocate, have audited the water books for years. And at no time did the Consumer Advocate, the Commission, find any double dipping on depreciation expense. They wouldn't have allowed it to occur under any circumstances. They're diligent at what they do. They have auditors that are assigned to DISC. And to suggest that somehow the gas industry, which is seeking nothing more than what the water industry already has, would double dip is just fallacious.
You talk about shovel ready. Well, this is shovel active. There's plenty of work to do, and now. It's a win-win for our energy independence and the economy. Natural gas is ready to go to work for us. We just need to give it the ability to do so.
What we're asking the legislature to do is simply to give the Utility Commission the authority to authorize a DISC. It's important to talk about what is in dispute and what's not in dispute. One of the facts is that we have an aging gas infrastructure. In the DISC discussion, I don't believe you'll ever find anyone who will dispute that we have an aging gas infrastructure. It's a given. Another given is that at some point we will replace that, and the cost of those replacements will end up in customer rates. No one will dispute that either. What is in dispute is the best method to give utilities the incentive to accelerate some of this infrastructure improvement now, when it's less expensive. There's a lot of this we can get right, and there are just small pieces we're trying to work out. And if the Commission has authority to start working on those pieces and to authorize the DISC, we can find a mechanism that will allow us to spend money as efficiently and effectively as possible.
We have children in households that need the best quality, and I think this project gives us quality and it gives us a lot of safety.
We're on our way with water resources infrastructure redevelopment. We've got to do the same thing for energy. You know, those kind of cost recovery initiatives are absolutely vital and should be applied.
Could be very significant and I think helpful, especially at this time and with the economy.
Replacing our aging gas lines means improved public safety, a secure energy flow, thousands of new jobs, and an economic boost for Pennsylvania. When it comes to establishing a secure and prosperous future for Pennsylvania, the solution lies right here in the lifeline beneath our streets.